I feel that in the spirit of full disclosure, as well, my deceit and cover has caused, well, untold damage. I feel that I still need to research this, that what happened to you may happen to others. He sort of gestures at your scar. I feel that if we do not understand what they've done to you, or what they will do to others, that we will be playing on the back foot, that we will be overcome with what evil machinations they have. I wish I could promise you that I will cease blood magic, but I feel like, unfortunately, I will have to do something. Either break an enchantment, but I do have a question. If you would have known when you had joined this party that I was, well, a blood mage, would the punishment have been as harsh?
I can't answer that, I'm afraid. If I had known, then I could have taken steps to defend myself. At the same time, I would have been willingly going into a party with a blood mage, which is a general no-no under the Qune. I do appreciate your honesty, Leon. I appreciate you not lying and say, yes, I promise I won't do blood. Oop, my knife slipped. But please bear in mind that through your actions, you have more than likely killed me. And I do not say that to be melodramatic. I do not say that to upset you. I simply ask that you think things through and I guess don't make my death any harder than it has to be.
You can't die on me. He says that as a whisper.
If it makes you feel any better, I'll still be walking and talking.
The death of an ego is, in my opinion, worse. Is there... How do they do it? How... Maybe I could come up with some sort of... I can't come between you and your culture, though.
Would you like to know how it is done?
I think I need to face the full consequences of these actions.
All right. If it will go as I think it will go, first I will be denied food and water. Then I will be denied sleep. My sleep that I do get will be interrupted. I will be in isolation. Sounds will echo around the room. I will be unable to tell if they are real, if it is my mind working in on itself, trying to create company that I do not have. I will be... She kind of bites her lip. As she was gonna say something, and then she kind of holds it back. I will be lashed, presumably. I will have my head held underwater for increasing amounts of time. Or I could have a cloth placed over my face and have water slowly dripped onto me. It depends. Then I will be fed certain potions, and at that point I will be so hungry I will drink whatever they damn well put in front of me. Then I will be sat on a chair, and I will be told things. And if I disagree, or if I say something that displeases them, I will be punished. And I will be fed more potions, God knows what will be in them. Until eventually I will agree and say and do whatever I am told. I will think whatever I am told. And after that, I'm not entirely sure. This could go on for months. If my brain is strong, then it could go on for years.
I'm sorry. Is there anything that we can do to mitigate this? What are the rules of the Qun? Maybe I can find like a loophole. Maybe Rousseau can.
The Qun has no loopholes. Unless you're in Ravane, in which case they make their own loopholes, but less said about that, the better.
And
the Qun is the Qun.
And must you go back?
I have children there. You would have me leave them behind?
Is there really nothing we can do? Maybe you could fill your mind with something they cannot erase. There's got to be some sort of information, or there must be something that they value that we could shield you with.
When I go back, I will be asked what I have experienced. And I will be honest. And I will do as the Qun demands of me.
If we can somehow imprint something on your mind, information or a way forward that if erased would cause irreparable harm, or some sort of information that the Qun requires, we could shield your mind that way, as if they erase it, they lose something of value.
Leon, what you're getting at sounds an awful lot like using blood magic to mess around with my mind, and I'm not down for that, my dear.
No, but you could learn memorization mnemonics for something.
If you want to think of ways to avoid, you can, but our actions have consequences, my dear, and sometimes not for us, sometimes for others, sometimes for people that we had no intention of ever causing harm to, but there we have it.
I'm sorry. I don't want to lose you. And I know that facing your own death is worse than watching someone else die, but we will find a way. How long can you stay?
I can stay until I think the Qun would take most offense at these Magisters sidereal. So, I can stay until they are eliminated.
The Qun must have heroes, people they look up to. Could we apotheose your story so much that they would take offense with erasing you?
Heroes must still be held accountable. And I think Pasha's gonna stand up And is Leon kind of, is he lying or is he sitting?
He's sort of sitting on the bed.
I think Pasha's gonna go up to him and she's gonna very gently like push him down and tuck him in and just like wipe the tears from his face.
He's gonna hold your arm like a hug. And I'm so sorry. I'm sorry.
Shh. It'll all be all right. Get some sleep. And she's gonna just kind of like rub his head a little bit. And she's gonna leave the room. And I think if he looks at the chair where she was sat, there's a little pouch of cookies waiting for Pasha. Always has cookies. Always
cookies.
There's just like maybe like a stack of 3 cookies there waiting for him.
I don't know which list is full.
So we can all agree that the two of them are getting all the RPXP this session, right? Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, probably.
I really like how Callista does all this research into the Qun. It's really 10 out of 10.
I love the Qun so much. Admittedly, I was kind of bullshitting throughout most of the what will happen to. I'm just like,
yeah,
what
no.
Iron Bull say? Iron Bull said this. Just go off of that.
Right. Yeah.
In the interest of time, you guys will spend the next 2 days just getting to know the Awakened Darkspawn. And during those 2 days, I think Baum will continue to try to train Tyrion on acupuncture, and if Russo wants to continue being his guinea pig, you may do so.
Sure.
So go ahead and roll me cunning.
I'll be a guinea pig too. Why not?
I could try it on anyone like interested, like in the 2 days. Just
21 with 6 stun points.
6 stun points.
Nice. Okay. That'll be day 1. Do day 2.
All right, day 2's. Let's try Dare. I want to experiment on Darkspawn, see how that works differently. 16 this time though.
Okay, so for the 21, go ahead, Russo. You can replenish 2 chakra points.
Cool.
Actually,
3.
replenish 3. Replenish 3 chakra points into your reservoir. And for Daretham, replenish 2 chakra points into your reservoir. I'm going to say that, Tyrion, you will officially be able to add the cunning acupuncture focus. So you now have focus on acupuncture. So you effectively will be able to give somebody the benefit of your acupuncture once per day. If you continue training under Baum, you might be able to increase how many people you can affect per day. But now you can do 1 per day. And that will effectively, like I said, provide chakra points.
Can I also affect myself if I'm able to, if I do get more skilled, or?
We'll talk about that.
Okay.
Maybe.
That is fine.
I would say that would be much later. Now, however, because you've also been doing a lot of the acupuncture on Rousseau, I will say that you will manage to be able to unlock the some dormant chakra abilities within Rousseau as a scaled one.
Oh.
So Rousseau, as I said, you were able to take chakra points from other dragon chakra avatars to yourself. You now can give stored chakra points to other people, which essentially means you can transfer, because you can take and then you can give, and then take and then give. So it's almost like a bank. Like, anybody wants to transfer their chakra points, go through the Banco Valren.
No, he's a lawyer. He's a lawyer. He's also
Alren Chakra Incorporated.
I'm gonna use my abilities on you. Nope.
Do we accrue interest by storing them at the bank?
That's up to That's up to Rousseau if he wants to, take a cut.
I'm a lawyer. Of course, we're going to
require a
encourage.
silver deposit. We'll talk.
Oh no.
A cut for his services. I mean,
1 silver, 1 chakra point. There you go. No.
so what I'm trying to say is, even though Tyrion cannot give chakra points to himself, he can give them to other people, and Rousseau could essentially transfer
Yeah, true.
the chakra points to Tyrion.
Nice.
So, be nice to Rousseau.
Of course I am.
In addition to that, you guys will be, Bunyan will be finished with your equipment. And so this is what you guys get. First of all, for Rousseau, you now have a full set of ironbark armor. The nice thing about ironbark armor is that it is very strong and flexible, easy to move around, but still light. So it's almost like mithril in that sense. So basically, this armor gives you 6 armor rating. It gives you a +6 armor rating, but no armor penalties.
Nice.
Yeah, it's pretty damn good.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
So, like, because he took the bark and the jacket, is it sewn into the jacket, or is it just a separate thing?
He basically used the jacket to get your measurements.
Okay.
So you can have the jacket back.
I'd like my jacket back.
You can have your jacket back. You just need it for your measurements. Okay.
The
Didn't
lawyer
buy that
code.
cosplay jacket for nothing.
Tyrion, how many throwing knives did you give him?
I gave him 5, but I asked if I can get if I can get 10. Like I can get like more throwing knives. 'Cause I want to.
He can fashion more. He will give you 10 throwing knives, and they now look they look a little bit different in appearance. These are tainted throwing knives.
Ooh.
And by tainted throwing knives means that they automatically ignore half armor. Automatically.
So if you pierce armor, they're basically penetrating.
Yeah.
That's what I put in description. If they're used in conjunction with pierce armor stunt, they do penetrating damage.
Wow.
Nice.
Okay. Nice.
In addition to that, he has given you a set of sniper rifle ammunition, 30 tainted bullets. Again, same as tainted throwing knives. These sniper rifle bullets automatically ignore half armor. If you use them in conjunction with stunt, they do penetrating damage.
So he's got like 5 normal and then 30 tainted.
But of course, you could also boomerang them.
Boomerang
too.
him.
Yeah. So Tyrion is happy with this and the armor. I gave him my light leather armor. I just wanted to make it the heavy leather armor. So
Yeah, he can do that easily.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's consider that a regular heavy leather armor.
Yep. So I have an armor rating of 4, and I have no death penalty because I'm a rogue. Happy that I also gave him 1 gold, because I feel like for 1 gold that's a good enough amount of stuff.
Yep.
While we have these 2 days of downtime, could I sort of research around, try to pick up if there's been any rumors, if there's been any useful information around town, and could I also try to gain a contact in the city?
Yeah. Is there a specific person you want to have contact with? Do you want to gain Razakale, Livia, Bunyan?
Ooh.
I'd like to do a named PC and
Could I,
named NPC.
okay. Could I try to do Razakale, because I think she comes across more useful information out of all of them.
So I'm gonna say that over the next 2 days, you befriend Razakale. She seems to like you a lot, and I think at some point after the first day, because roll a diplomacy. Roll a communication, diplomacy.
Could I do a
Persuasion.
persuasion with my what is it? My contacts focus?
Yeah, go ahead.
That
So you
come
could
through?
use. So you're asking if you could use communication persuasion and add the contacts focus.
So I've got the contacts power, which if I make a
Yeah.
successful persuasion test, they become a
Okay, so
contact.
then, yeah.
24.
Oh,
I think
holy cow! I did 24 with 6 stuck points. So
I think it's a
Well then,
she will. I think that after the first day, especially because you guys warmed up to him, she's going to say, "You know, I like you, Gingerbread."
Yeah, you're not so bad yourself. You seem to, know your way around things, and people really seem to look up to you.
Well, of course, I am the Black Queen after all.
Yes, and you do your job fantastically. This city is really up and coming.
Yes, and hopefully one day we will be able to build these cities up above in the surface.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. But, well, I used to live in Orlais, but, I've taken to Wanderlust and started wandering around with these friends.
That's where Pretty gets all of her jewelry. Do you know any realtors in Orlais?
Oh, man. I'm sure I could contact someone about that, but, well...
Yes, real estate in Orlais.
I think we'll have to talk to, maybe the upper crust to see if they are, well, comfortable with some new neighbors, as I don't want to say anything bad about you, but some other folk have, well, preconceived notions, despite how fantastic you are.
We're fun! We're all fun! We throw good parties.
Yeah, there have been some wild parties around here. I've lived in a forest. That was a lot of fun, because,
Forest. That has those big, tall, brown things.
Yeah, trees. I actually am writing a very good thesis about it. I've got like a few hundred pages. If you at all wanted to read that, I mean, I don't want to take any time out of your busy day.
Thesis?
Oh yes. You see, I'm a researcher, and he starts really bubbling about everything. He's using a lot of jargon and just saying a lot of superfluous things.
Are you virgin?
Oh no! He's like in the middle of his speech, and it's like, ugh. Wait, what? I think we should get back on track. Trees you can build your own houses out of, and no one will bother you, and then you can build a city up there.
Just a guess. You smart. You very smart. Just like Arrow.
Thank you. Yeah, we did talk a bit about plants together.
Good. I think you would get along very well with Arrow.
Yeah. He's sort of thinking about, all the things that just happened.
I think, again, during your normal conversation, you're going to get a lot of information from Razakale. Like, is there anything specific that you want to find out from her?
Leon's interested in like the Darkspawn way of life, as well as other just sort of goings on and anything unusual in the area.
So you know that King Kine has been trying to be very strategic about when he's going to inform the dwarves of Orzammar about the Darkspawn, because not all of them knows about it. Only his trusted advisors do. And so there currently has been some back and forth between the Black King and King Kine, because they've been holding up their end of the bargain for the last 10 years essentially, and they're ready to expand to the surface because they know the dwarves want to expand in Orzammar. And if that's fine, they can expand all they want in the deep roads, but that means they will need to expand up above. King Kine is telling them, no, it's not time yet, not yet. And so the Darkspawn are getting a little bit restless. There's a bit of friction now going on, because I wouldn't say their alliance is breaking down, but King Kine has been very their patience is wearing thin, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
Other things that they have heard because there have been like some select scouts. Razakale has select scouts going into the surface. Have noticed that there have been a good number of dragon attacks that have increased in the area, in particular.
Could I recommend to Razakale to write to both Cedric and Andrea about maybe moving into the Tirashan forest, with the benefits being it's close-ish to civilization, so that they can keep an eye on them, but also far enough away that the forest will protect them if, so people don't stumble upon them.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine. And then other than that, I can't think of any other rumors that they would have heard about that you would be interested in.
Okay, so Dragon attacks have picked up on the surface. Orzammar is trying to expand, and King Kind is just putting off informing. Okay.
The only other thing that you would probably care about is that the Black King is looking for Corypheus, which is you already know. More specific though, like he's been heading to the northwest.
Okay.
Where in the northwest, she has no idea. But that's just that's where he was planning on heading.
Could I try to research some sort of magical imprint so that if someone wanted to write back and forth, because we're moving around a lot, it'll be hard to contact us with information. Is it possible to do a magical imprint so that letters can be delivered easier?
Letters can be delivered like a rune, you mean?
Yeah, so like either have a rune of homing so that a bird will instinctively go towards.
I'm sure you can make a rune for that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then, since Razakale's becoming my informant, or I'm going to be friends with her, I'd like to teach her like a homing rune so that we can communicate back and forth.
Okay. Yeah, you can do that. Roll a rune, I guess a runes check.
Or could I do a glyph, since I'm a little bit more centered towards glyphs?
That's fine. I think that works too.
It's enchantment.
Okay, and that's under creation magic.
Cunning.
That's fine.
Also, okay.
I think that's okay. Whichever is higher for you, I will accept it.
The magic
Cool.
creation magic.
That is 12 with 1 stun point. Oof.
It's kind of low.
Okay.
So, I mean, it'll work, but there'll probably be like a delay, or it's not going to be as good, but it'll work.
It's a rough draft.
Right.
All right. As I sink more time into researching this, could I improve it?
I would say so. Over time, maybe. Yeah.
Okay. Neat.
Okay.
Archer would actually just very quickly, because they said that they fought this guy D'Artagnan in or like on the edge of the city. So I think she'd inquire like, what happened to his body? Did you bury it? What happened to his stuff? Like, is there some place I could go see him? Like she just inquire about that. Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't think the Darkspawn don't follow Andraste, so I don't think that they burned the body, but I think they buried him, and so they'll take you probably. I think Livia. I'll say Livia will know. She will guide you to a place just outside of the city, and I think you will actually see their version of a graveyard. She'll probably explain to you that there have been we have been attacked by outsiders, particularly dwarves, due to misunderstandings, and we felt that it was right to allow them to rest here, and they don't have like formal headstones or anything, but they did put like the weapons that they wielded, they like stuck in the ground with them. So the graveyard is more like a graveyard with all these weapons. But she will explain to you that, the man who calls himself D'Artagnan, he's buried over here. And I'm going to say that there's like I'll say a cutlass. There's like a cutlass that's stabbed into the ground of dirt. and it looks like it's been undisturbed for many years.
I think Pasha, she very gingerly goes over to it. I think there's like a little bit of awkwardness in her posture, and she's just gonna put a hand on the cutlass. And I think she's kind of scratching at her brow a little bit, and she looks over at Livia and she says, to be perfectly honest, I'm not entirely sure how I should feel about this. We don't have parents under the Cune. He was a stranger to me. I never knew of him. I hadn't heard his name until a few days ago.
I don't know what your religious customs are, but for us, when one is fallen, their belongings are immediately inherited by their next of kin. Obviously, because of these outsiders, we had no one to give the weapons to, and therefore they were used as markings for their grave. I don't know if that makes you and have any desires, feelings of accepting the cutlass for yourself, but that is up to you based on your customs.
In my culture, when someone passes, the body is no longer them. It is to be afforded no special worth or effort or anything like that, but their weapons, their tools of their trade, those are to be cared for. They are to be honored. I think she's gonna pick up the cutlass, and
you'll pick up the cutlass, and it feels, good in your hand. It feels very well balanced. You feel like you could make very good use of it, and it's very nicely crafted.
Looking at the cutlass is, I don't know, is there any nation that uses cutlasses more than other? I guess what she's trying to gather, just who was this guy? Where did he come from? Because it has a made in Antiva on the...
Yeah, I think that if you're looking at the markings, I would say that it looks like there might be some engravings in it that looks very... is there geography, cunning geography or cunning history or anything like that?
There's historical lore. I think there's geography too.
If you have cunning historical lore, otherwise just roll a cunning.
7 with 3 stump points. That's a no.
You're not gonna know where it's from then. Livia will see that you take it, and she says, if you wish to replace the marker with something else appropriate, I don't think anyone will mind.
She looks down at her own sword, and she's gonna draw it, and she's gonna plant her sword in the cutlass's place, and just a fair trade, I think.
Awesome. So I will add D'Artagnan's cutlass to the equipment tab. We can do 3d6 plus 2.
I was just gonna say, did they ever say how long ago D'Artagnan died?
Olivia will tell you that D'Artagnan came to their city a year after the last blight was ended.
Got it.
A year after the last blight ended. So before the events of Dragon Age Season 2.
So he's been dead about 16, 17 years.
Yeah,
it's been a while.
I actually don't think he would talk to Livia. I think, I don't see a reason why to. I think he's okay just
That's fine, because Livia's going to approach you if you
Oh.
weren't.
Okay, then. She can approach me then.
She's going to approach you, and she's going to say, I hear you're off to fight the Magisters.
That's the goal.
Well, I think it's going to be in our best interest then if I give you this. And begrudgingly, she hands you a staff.
Oh?
Livia's staff. So with this staff, Daretham, whenever you cast a non-damaging spell, you may opt to deal the target of that spell an arcane lance worth of penetrating damage. So your paralyzed spells, or any spell that doesn't do damage, you can opt to deal penetrating arcane lance damage.
Just for free in addition?
Just for free. You can just decide.
Just like if I mighty spell stunts, does that add to that?
Does the mighty spell...
If the spell
you
deals
mean
damage, so it's like... Yeah, because the spell doesn't deal damage, but I'm doing additional damage, so that's up to you. But
and the mighty spell adds
it adds a
the
d6,
damage.
and then also could I? Sorry,
I
but
think that makes sense.
There's also the power lance, so I could make it 2d6. So technically, if you allow it, you could do 3d6 with that.
Is power lance a stunt?
No, it's I spend 2 mana to increase the damage type, so I have to spend mana.
I would say no to the power lance.
Okay.
But yes to the
mighty spell. Got it. Okay.
To the mighty spell. I will say yes to that.
All right. That is cool. I would kind of take it, and I'd say to Livia, "This stuff is yours. Are you sure?"
I'm not giving it to you. I'm lending it to you. I want that thing back, so don't die until you give it back. Understand?
Understood.
And don't scratch it either.
And he'll nod.
Good. And I will give you one fair warning that if you do end up scratching even a nick on this thing, you're getting another slap across the face.
I'm surprised I don't have one already.
Do you want one?
Not particularly.
Do you think you deserve one?
Probably.
Slap.
Yeah.
That felt good, she said.
Seems like it.
I'll lose another 6 points.
Yeah, you can lose another 6 points.
Would he be tainted again since he got slapped by a tainted hand?
And then he falls on the ground, and the staff gets scratched.
Nah, that'd be kind of funny. I'm gonna have to say, like, every time anything, like, if you ever fall prone, you have to roll to see if you scratch the staff.
Oh god!
When you fall prone.
Oh no!
I will keep a tally, and I will just say,
yeah, I'll keep a tally of how many times you scratch the staff.
Yep.
And that'll be how many times you get slapped.
and the epilogue. And
my entire epilogue, the whole end story of Daretham is just forever getting slapped. That is Daretham's epilogue.
Yeah, every night Daretham's like trying to polish it, trying to be like, okay, please don't get scratched.
Maybe I can shellac this thing. Maybe I can.
She said scratch if I just break it. Like, it's probably...
Oh, well,
So that is very awesome. Thank you.
You guys will turn into your dragon form. Which dragon? You can choose what the visual appearance of the dragon is based on somebody's
Aren't we underground?
equipped.
So, like, don't we need to walk out?
You do need to come out, yes.
Yes.
There will be an exit to the surface very close to the city. So.
We're in Ferelden, the Ferelden Prospect.
Sure, the Ferelden Prospect. And you guys will fly and soar across the sky at very quick speed towards the Dales. And I'm going to say that you guys will very easily see where the circus caravan is.
Alarm bells start ringing.
We should land outside of the circus, because I don't want them to, arrow us.
You can definitely do that. Because your form, while it is very useful, it's not very stealthy. There is very obviously a dragon flying in the sky. So, yeah. So you guys will now approach the circus, and what happens?
I'm with Balm, and I don't know if Nathan. I think probably we're all just walking with the big ogre, and then everyone goes out to say hi, and then they see a big ogre because, like, you can't really hide that.
I'm gonna look at Russo.
I
Bo.
have to go find my boy.
Best.
Is that an ogre? Money, 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 money.
Nice to see you too, Ignaldo.
Yes. And actually, they would see a hooded form. Dartham's taken off his bandages and stuff, so they see the hooded form, and then he just says, "Good to see you too, Ignaldo."
Oh! That's unexpected. Almost as unexpected as that thing, he says, pointing. That thing has a name, Bomb says. Oh, and it speaks! It's a talking ogre! Money, 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 money.
Yes. and actually, I kind of look and I go, "We can play this." Yes, we are a talking shriek and ogre, the only ones in the world.
You dragon avatars have been exceptionally beneficial to the circus.
It's due to that we're half cousins, and the dragon avatar blood let us talk.
That makes perfect sense.
And I just kind of looked at Bomb and just go with it.
Bomb looks very confused. I'm going to say that the rest of the circus people like look out and they do look very nervous, but seeing that this Darkspawn and Ogre are not attacking anyone, they're probably just gonna ask questions later.
Yeah.
Master Ignaldo, apologies for the overall revelation and all that, but unfortunately we have some business we must take care of quickly. Important.
Of course. Do what you need. I believe they're serving lunch in the mess at the moment as well.
Thank you, Ignaldo. Rosie.
Oh, hi, Tyrion.
How are you
What
doing?
can I do for you?
I'm just checking up on you. You've a lot of things happened back down the deep roads.
Yeah. I'm doing okay,
Are
all
you?
things considered.
I mean, you just been told that you just now know the secret of Leon. I don't know. You were definitely shaken up.
Well, of course I was. Do you think I shouldn't be?
No, not that I understand, since I also knew of it.
I'm not upset at the moment. I'm just angry.
I can understand that. I had the same emotions when I first saw it.
So you knew as well,
Yeah,
and you didn't tell anyone either.
because it wasn't something that I felt I could bring up.
I guess that's fair.
Leon is a trusted friend of mine. I won't accept the actions he's trying to go through, but I know what a blood mage is. I know what they can do.
Well, I thought that Leon was a trusted friend as well. Apparently, he trusted you a little bit more than he trusted me.
Rosie, I didn't trust him that night. Never did. Up until we managed to sort of fix the relationship. I know what you're going through, and I do feel bad for everything that's going on. And you should feel angry. I understand. But know this. The only reason I still stay by his side is because I know that he's not the type where he's gonna just suddenly do things wrong.
So what do you want me to do? Do you want me to go talk to him?
At some point you have, but time is needed. So mental wounds need healing. And I do suggest a talk either between you two or with some others, who knows, is best to be had.
Are you gonna tell him that you and I just spoke?
No. Because there's something else I also want to bring up that your father told me.
What's that?
Migraines. I know you've been having some. I haven't really pushed on that side, on what's been going on with you, but well, since I'm the doctor and well, if you're having some migraine issues and you need some assistance, I'm always around. You know that.
Yes, I know. They haven't been terrible recently. At least not since the cavern where we found... Not since the cavern where we found Valor and the attack at Orlais. But if it flares up again, I'll let you know.
Will you?
She'll nod. I'm not afraid of doctors, Darren.
I know, but
I think that Tumble is a little nervous around them.
you don't have to tell me that story again. It's
What story?
there's
a story?
Nothing. There's no story on that. But all I say is everyone in this caravan has their own issues and all that. And if you need to tell me about anything, you can. You can freely open up with me. You don't have to worry about anything.
Well, I appreciate that.
Just try and look for the well for everyone.
Since you're offering, then, Tyrion, you said you have a remedy for headaches, right?
I might.
What's your remedy for heartaches?
Time. And
Time, she says. And with that, she goes through her pack and she pulls out some thyme leaves. Because, how much do I take? And is it once a day, twice a day?
No, not that kind of time. I mean, unfortunately, heartaches, there's no physical cure I can think of, but actual time and thinking, reflection, even writing could help out, maybe.
Did you learn that when you got your certification?
he chuckles. No, I learned that from my past.
Who broke your heart in the past?
When my mother died.
I'm sorry. I know what that... I've been there myself. I know.
But it is what it is. But I learned that eventually time will recover that loss. I just hope that everything here that happened goes well.
Thank you, Tyrion. I appreciate that.
He nods.
You hear somebody from behind you going,
Tumble.
Hey, Doc. I'm glad you're back because I think it's time for our follow-up.
Oh, that. Okay, come to the my carriage then, please.
Follow-up? Follow-up for what?
Nothing,
she
Rosie.
asks.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. If you want, ask your dad. Come on, Tumble. Does he try to keep a straight face?
Pasha just go ahead.
Tumble looks at Tyrion and says, "Oh, by this point, I'm not even embarrassed about it anymore, Tyrion. You don't have to hide it from anybody."
I am not hiding.
Hiding what? You have me very, very curious, Tyrion. Hiding what?
I believe there is a certain thing called patient privacy.
Confidentiality.
Confidentiality, yeah. Patient confidentiality. So this will be able to take another time. So think. Goodbye. Good night, Rosie. Come on, Tumble. Let us take care of that.
All right. Have I got a lot to show you, Doc? He says as he's rubbing his hands together.
And he's gonna think back in his mind. Thank you, Tiopen, for those diagrams.
I just imagine Pasha walks up behind Rosie and just says, "You see, Tyrion is giving favors to Tumble."
Not even that. Just, you see, there's something called sexual healing, and Tyrion is. It's not very natural.
I'm just waiting for Leon to come home and then catch Tyrion with the pants down and then just walk on out.
Yeah.
Anime eyes again.
We just see like an image of Leon's heart, and it just goes.
That happened when Tyrion discovered Leon was a blood mage.
Oh.
I'll go to Balin. Would it be fair to say that, like, when he's not with Violetta, he plays with, like, Athon's beasts? Go there and find him, and I'm just going to assume for the sake of plot convenience, he's, like, a little dirty from, like, playing in the mud with him or whatever, and I'm going to come over. Oh, Balin, you're filthy.
Daddy, you're back. And this is the first time he looks at you, like, in a good mood. Because you definitely left him still feeling kind of sour at you. So as soon as he sees you, he says, Daddy, you're back.
Yeah, it took way longer than I wanted it to be.
Where did you go?
We went down to the deep roads with Kenna and Theobin.
And you brought back that? He says, pointing at the big giant ogre.
Yeah, we did. Get over here, and I'm gonna pull the handkerchief out my vest. Been playing with the Brontos while I was gone.
Uh-huh. They're very stinky, though. I think they need a bath.
I think that might go double for you. And as I'm wiping him off, I'm not mad. You're a kid. I'm glad you had fun. You know, when I was younger, my mother didn't have much tolerance for me and my brother getting dirty.
Oh? You don't talk about your mom that much.
Yeah, I don't. I only got to know her for about 10 years of my life, Balin. But, she did the best she could, and I'm very thankful that she was around. You know, one time when me and my brother lived in Kirkwall, we'd go to the docks and fish. Some of the few things our father taught us. And we'd make an excuse to go every day because we got to see the Tempest Stream go in and out of the city. The first time we saw it, we were so surprised we fell off the dock and got covered in mud, and we did our best to hide and act like nothing happened. Then she found the footprints on the carpet and didn't really work out. But how's Miss Violetta been treating you?
Oh, she's been great. Look what I can do. And I think Violetta will hand him the gauntlet. He doesn't actually put the bracer. He doesn't actually put it on, but he at least touches it, and then you can see like these sparks flying from the bracer in a very controlled way, though.
Look at you. You're a natural.
Thanks, he says. I'm doing really well. I'm excited.
I have no doubt that in a year you're going to be a master at this, Balin.
Why do you look so sad?
Because I have to do something that's not very easy.
You're not gonna kill someone again, are you? He takes a step back.
No, those days are long over with. Balin, you know how you found out that you're a guardian?
Uh-huh.
I found out I'm something else too.
What are you?
I'm a chakra avatar.
What's that?
You know, when we went to the circus and we saw all those dragons, I'm Something similar to them. I don't know fully what.
So, what does that have to do with me?
It means that I've been called to go do something way too dangerous.
Like, you can get hurt dangerous?
Yes.
So do you want me to help you?
I've got it. Just so you know what it is. I'll basically stand up and look at like a little shrub or something and kill 1 point to breathe a little fireball on it.
Whoa! He says, you can control fire too!
Yes, kind of.
Wow! So you're like a hero!
Unfortunately.
Well, how about everybody else?
Yep, Tyrion, Pasha, Daratham, they're all like me.
Wow! And at this point, like Balin looks very excited. He still doesn't seem to understand like why you look so sad about all of this.
I'm gonna kneel down to his level and put my hand on his shoulder. And because I'm this, we found some very big, bad, scary people. And I have to go help them take care of them. And it's gonna be way too dangerous, Balin.
So, okay, so you're gonna go punish them.
Yeah, it's just...
You're gonna send them to jail?
Maybe. We'll see how it goes.
Are you gonna put them on trial?
Maybe. I'd like to. But... because of this, I'm gonna have to have you go stay with the Guardians till I can come back.
Stay with the Guardians? But why?
Because it's gonna be too dangerous for me to keep you here.
But there's a lot of people here. I can take care of myself.
Of that I have no doubt, my boy. It's just... for my sake, I think it's best that you go through Miss Violetta's Illuvion tomorrow and do your training in peace. And when it's safe, I can come visit you and you can come visit the circus. And it won't be long.
No. No, I don't want to go. I'm not gonna go.
If I didn't have to make you go, I wouldn't. But Balin, I'm gonna do everything in my power to come back to you as fast as possible.
Is this because I'm a guardian? Because I'm a guardian, I don't want to be a guardian anymore.
And I really didn't want to be an avatar either. Balin, I love you very much. And every day since I've saved you, I've spent every waking moment thinking of you.
You promised that you wouldn't leave. You promised that we could stay together. You promised.
I know.
So you lied to me again?
No, I'm not lying to you. Balin, every free moment I have where I think it's safe, I will do my best to come see you. And as soon as all of this is over, I will never leave you again. But I have to do this. The world's not giving me a choice. Rusu is gonna look down with a couple tears. I'm gonna do my best to make sure that doesn't happen. But if it does, you're gonna stay with Violetta.
No, I don't want I don't want to stay with Violet. I want to stay with you, Daddy. I'm sorry I got angry at you. I'm sorry that I threw my hammer away. I'm sorry. I just don't want to go. Just don't let me go. Please don't let me go. I take everything I said back. If you will just stay.
I'm just gonna hold him up to my chest. Son, just let it out.
It's not fair. I hate this.
And I hate it too. And I'm gonna turn his head up. And life sometimes isn't fair, but this won't be permanent.
I wish I was older so I can help you.
Palin, you're gonna be a big hero one day, and I just hope you don't forget about me when that comes. But for now, I need you to trust me. I know this isn't ideal, I know it's what you don't want, but I'm going to fight every moment of every day working my way back to you.
I could never forget you, Daddy. You're my daddy.
And you're my pride and joy. And I'm gonna tell you what. Before we go, I'm gonna make good on the other promise. I'm gonna ask Pasha if we can borrow Valor.
To do what?
So we can fly.
He'll just not respond and he'll nod.
I need you to be a strong young man for your dad and realize that this is only gonna be short.
I don't want another daddy. I just want you.
And I want you.
He will wrap his arms around you and clutch him, and he's just going to break down crying. Like the tears will just be streaming. And Violetta has, politely, respectfully just stayed back and just let you guys talk. And I think that eventually, I guess, what are you going to do after he starts to calm down a little bit?
I was gonna slowly make sure he's okay, finish wiping him off. And then when it looks like we have a free moment, the two of us go for a short little walk, just separate from everyone, so we get as much time as we can. And then at the end of the day, I want to take him to Valor so we can go on that flight.
You'll walk together. He's not going to say a word unless you speak to him during that walk. And then you will go to Valor's wagon, unchain her, or not unchain her, but free her from the wagon. And Valor can sense the gravity of something happened. Valor doesn't seem to fully understand what happened, but based on the look on Balin's face and your face, like she knows you taking her out is somehow a big deal. And so she makes it a point, when you guys kick off, she makes it a point to fly smoothly but majestically across the sky. And Balin's like face is just filled with, it takes a moment, but I think relatively quickly his face starts to be filled with glee and excitement. And for just those however many minutes of time, he seems to have temporarily forgotten the conversation that you guys just have, and he's just squealing like a little kid as you guys are going and soaring across the sky.
Near like the last little bit of the flight, Russo's gonna lean down to him because I assume he's in his lap while he's holding the reins. I've got a little surprise for you. I want you to hold on real tight. And then I'm gonna slowly pick him up and put him on my shoulders.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna stand up off the griffin, then hop off and like transform into dragon mode.
Nice. What kind of dragon, just out of curiosity? Anyone that you have equipped?
I'm gonna say the Sandy Howler.
Whoa! And as you transform into the Sandy Howler, like the wind picks up a little bit, and then there's like a small sandstorm. Not so that it's getting in anyone's eyes, but like there's this little small sandstorm cloud as you're soaring through the air, and Balin is just like having the time of his life. Says, "This is so cool," he says as he's riding on the back of you.
And then I assume we'll fly like another 10 minutes like that, then I'll land and slowly transform back.
Daddy, that's so cool. You're a dragon. You're the coolest dad ever.
Well, thanks, son. I try.
And then shortly after that, his expression changes because he again remembers what's happening next, and he's just going to, run up to you again, and he's just going to wrap his arms around your waist. I love you, Daddy.
I love you too, Balin. You're my little Bale. Don't forget that.
He'll just hold you tightly. And I think Violetta, after a good amount of time has passed, she'll go over to Balin and she'll say, Balin, why don't we go ahead and get your things packed and make sure that we're set for you to leave.
Would it be possible for him just to sleep the night here?
Of course. May I speak with you as well, Mr. Alren? Violetta says.
Sure. Balin, you go pack.
She'll walk with you, and she'll say, I understand this must be very difficult for you.
Yeah. There's no real other descriptor for it. It's just... with the Sidereals coming for us, I can't risk it.
I've never had the pleasure of having children of my own, but I will say that Balin is very lucky to have you as a father. I know that we haven't known each other for very long, but during that last several weeks that I've spent with you and your son, I've cared about you both very deeply, and I care about your relationship.
I appreciate that, Violetta. I know you don't have to, but it's up to you if you want to stay with us on a part-time basis so we can have access to that Illuvion and give us advice, because you've done this before. It's up to you. But if you'd let me, I'd like to take you out to dinner tonight privately.
She looks very surprised by that. I didn't expect that. Dinner would be lovely, however.
Cool.
What is the dress code? She asks.
I'll let you surprise me.
I think it would be ill of me to dress in a way in which was inappropriate. One of us might be underdressed for the other, or vice versa. That's the only reason why I ask.
I'll give you a hint. I plan on being a little formal myself.
Well, that would be lovely. I think I might be able to arrange something for that. Very well. What time?
9 o'clock sharp.
She says, "It's a date." And she will turn around and saunter her way off.
Dear Law Speaker Alren, I hope this letter reaches you well. It seems you and your group are moving up in the world. Meeting the 2 other Guardians is no easy feat, as we have little time to do so ourselves. It troubles me to hear that you have also ran into these disfigured Darkspawn. I ask that you be wary when near them, as they can be quite formidable foes. I shall inform the right people about Warden Linto. If he is hiding in my territory, he will be found. The news about Sir Garrison is regrettable. I am sure he didn't make life easy for Leon nor the rest of the party, but he was merely doing his duty, and as such does not afford the luxury of making friends easily. I appreciate you burning the body. Rest assured, he will be returned to the next of kin, and his sword will be hung in the Hall of Heroes here in the tower. It worries me to think that you have taken on such a burden. It takes years of training to do what we do, and even then, not everyone is cut out for it. But you leave me with little choice in the matter. Keep in mind that while Leon is a harrowed mage, and very capable in his own right, is still young, and chasing after ex-magisters and fighting dragons, it can cause a lot of pressure and stress, all of which is not ideal for any mage, harrowed or not. I would request that he would keep up with his daily routine of meditation to find calm and keep him balanced. Understand that while you are not a Templar, you travel with the duty, honor, and sacrifice that a Templar does every day, as is the way. If this is a magical artifact that you speak of, I must give you a word of caution and recommend that you turn it into the chantry for safekeeping, as having an unsupervised magic user and no Templars around to quell any abilities it may possess can be extremely dangerous. As a side note, you are always welcome back in the White Spire, and I will be happy to meet with you whenever you see fit, so long as I'm not away on business. With regards to your personal note, I'm in agreement. As I stated before, chasing ex-magisters and hunting dragons, well, it is no place for young Balin. As such, the Guardians will welcome one of their own with open arms till your situation is concluded. I learned quickly that Violetta does as she pleases, much to my dismay. If she wishes to stay with you, then I have no qualms with it. As far as what will happen to young Balin, rest assured that if you at any point cannot take care of him, the Guardians will raise him and watch over him, and I will see that all of your conditions are met. You have my word. Till we meet again, your friend, Cedric Ashwood, Night Vigilant.